Hello, I'm Frank, also known as Kestrel1A on Twitter and Twitch. Welcome, I hope you've been drinking enough water. Since not all of us have played every title that has come out this year, we thought it would be fun to instead highlight some of the titles that we have played throughout the year, whether it be something new or something old. So these are the 5 games that got me through the insanity that was 2021. Like a lot of the games on my list, Red Dead Redemption 2 is not that new. But like a lot of these titles, I tend to return to them as more of a comfort game, and since I hadn't gotten through Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC, I decided it was about that time. This time around, I decided to play the game differently than I previously had. I more mainlined the story instead of doing the open world stuff that would usually burn me out around 40 hours in. I also chose to play the game exclusively in first person mode, giving me a more immersive cowboy sim experience. I don't have much to say that others already haven't said about Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, everybody has talked about Red Dead Redemption 2, but I'll kind of add a little bit of things here and there. The story is some of the best written Western fiction I've ever seen out there. The world feels real, and the people around you and your camp feel like real people with real feelings who genuinely react to the things that you do in the open world environment. Rockstar really nailed the atmosphere in this game, and even more so in first-person mode. Animations and movement feel right at home with other FPS shooters, and the game really takes well to the perspective more than something like Grand Theft Auto 5. Sometimes I just like to hang out and just watch the world move, talk to the townspeople, and if I feel like it, rob a whole damn train. The world really is your oyster in this game, and after 50 hours on PC, I feel like I've just scratched the surface of possibilities in this frontier. I remember scouring YouTube late at night, probably about 3 a.m. like most people do, and I happened to discover Project Zomboid through the YouTube channel Amphibious Amphibian. I've always been a big fan of zombie games, and an even bigger fan of hardcore survival games. It's something about starting with absolutely nothing and scavenging and building towards being self-sustained, and challenging yourself to survive in a world where it really doesn't want you to. It brings you back to the days as young Frank watching Survivor Man, Bear Grylls, and other survival shows on the Discovery Channel. Project Zomboid scratches all these itches and then some. Zomboid is an isometric survival roguelike game where you create a character with whatever negative, positive, and job traits you want, and the goal is to survive as long as you can before succumbing to a myriad of different ways you can die. Caught a cold? Better find medicine. Water lines have been turned off? Better go find some water. Bitten by a zombie and infected? Better drink bleach so you don't get zombified when you die. Yes, this is an actual thing, I'm not lying here. The world of Zomboid is unforgiving and downright unfair at times. But that's the point. When you die in Zomboid, it's over, and making every choice you actually make actually matter. There's no reloads here. You die, you start again. Each playthrough you learn something new to take you farther in your next playthrough, and now with multiplayer and co-op to add to the chaos that you can do in this giant open world and even a new area, I can't wait to jump back into this desolate land. Seriously, this is some of the most fun I've had in a survival kind of builder game in a very, very long time. I'm not really a video game card guy, so it wasn't really easy to convince me to play something like Loop Hero. Sure, I like card games in person, but I never really felt immersed in a video game version of them. However, when my co-host Fee mentioned that this game was a card builder with roguelike elements and a loot mechanic, I definitely felt like this might be the game I could get into. But after putting a few hours of the game, I fell in love with the gameplay and the world that Four Quarters created. If you haven't noticed in these games that I've chosen, I'm a bit of a masochist when it comes to difficulty. I really do crave challenge, and Loop Hero has done well, as this game is about unforgiving as any other roguelike type game out there. I love the idea of building your own battlefield to fuel your own loot and fuel your own loop. If you die here, nobody is really to blame but your own personal greed, and you have to make some hard choices as to if you're going to keep going to push farther in its chapters, or keep going in your own loop to build up your town. The game's monsters are all varied and interesting. The game also constantly throws new cards at you to try, and since almost everything has some sort of synergy when placed in different ways, there is plenty of discoverability and lore to be found in this game. I've always been a sucker for open world survival games, but a bunch of years ago, I discovered a game called Stalker, and I've been in love with this Russian open world survival horror shooter. Throughout the years, I would play different iterations from the first 3 games in vastly different ways, since the games all had mod support and the possibilities were endless. One day, I stumbled upon a free mod for the game called Anomaly, and my love for this series somehow elevated even further. Anomaly fixes most, if not all, the problems the original games had, piecing together literally every map you encounter in the previous games, while giving them a fresh coat of paint and even adding new areas to boot. Every enemy, gear, person, and items you had in these games are here in one big open world package. even adding things such as new items, missions, and even new weapons. All this makes the game most utterly impossible to put down for me. And now I have over 2,000 hours in this world from many years of coming back and starting new characters and just trying new things. So this game is free. Literally, GSG World even knows about it. This game can literally be anything you want it to be with mod support, and that's the reason why I love this game so much. You can literally do anything with it. If you're interested, just go check it out. It's really fun. The last game on this list is not a shock to anyone, as we've talked about it extensively on Point in Progress and even created a show around it called Fantasy in Progress, all around our experiences playing the game. Yes, we're once again talking about Final Fantasy XIV. What's there to say about this game that already has been said? I'm not an MMO guy or a Final Fantasy guy. Just look at the games behind this one and tell me you expected this game to be on here. However, when we all agreed to jump into this game that our co-host has played for more than 5 years, I don't think we knew what kind of game we were getting into. I expected this game to be a quick game of the month move on type of deal. I wasn't expecting to love its gorgeous worlds, its fun gameplay, or its insanely well detailed and told story. Literally, I was absolutely blindsided by 14. This game is the hype and then some, and all of its praises and love is definitely warranted. We got in around a week before the big boom of other WoW exoduses happening, and it's been an absolute blast since we started in June. Like most MMOs out there, there's just so much to do, so much to see, but the game wants you to do what it has to offer, but also have the ability to play other games as well, unlike other MMO likes that want you to lock in and play as much as possible. Destiny, which is funny enough, with that approach, this game rivals the 2,000 hours plus I've put into Stalker Anomaly. If you want a full breakdown of what we think of each expansion, I recommend you check out Fantasy in Progress. I love this game with a passion. The dev team is just downright amazing and really do care for their audience. The world is just fun to inhabit and can make you feel a variety of emotions. This game really is something special, and it's hard to find new praises for it even writing this. It's free, go try it, and experience something really special that you don't see often in this gaming space. Seriously, it's on, like, I really don't know what else to say. It's free, go play it. Why aren't you playing it right now? Go, right now, go. So these are the 5 games that got me through 2021. Yeah, I know there were some big releases that came out this year, and most of these games are well beyond coming out in 2021. But these games scratch a personal itch that you just want to play a game tailored to how you want to play and experience. 2022 is slated to be an insane year, and it just might make me put down some of these titles to sink even more time into new ones. Thank you for watching, and I hope your 2022 is eventful and kind.